What is going on, guys? Welcome to your 11th Cocos2D tutorial. I cannot believe you guys are still watching this series. Wow, it has been amazing, but if you are, we are making some real progress, and in this tutorial we're going to be going over repeating and easing. Two things that you probably don't know what they are yet, but by the end of this tutorial, your life as a game developer on the iPhone is going to be a whole lot easier, because these are some things that, you can do it one way and it'll make it really confusing, or you can use these simple methods I'm about to teach and it'll make everything a lot easier. So, that's my introduction. Let's get to the coding. So let's go ahead and make an action. I'm just going to name on A1 and make any action you want. I'm going to use CC rotate by, and actually don't use any to action. Make sure it's a by, because it'll make the examples a lot easier to see. So let's go ahead and use action duration with angle, so it's going to be a second long and it's going to be 360, just like that. So now what I want to do is make another action and name this repeat act, since what we want to do is take this action A1 and repeat it a bunch of times. Now what we could do is just write the action into a sequence and then, yada yada. No. There's a lot easier way to make an action repeat a given number of times, and that is, yes, CC repeat. How easy is that? And for the parameters, all you write is this: action with action, and for this parameter you write what action you want to repeat. I don't know why they named it action with action. They could just said action. Maybe that's parameter or something else. I don't know. And how many times you want it to repeat. In this case, 3 times. So after this, what we need to do is go ahead and write the sprite's name, chick, and run action, and the action we want to do is rept action. So what this is going to do is take this action, repeat it 3 times, and then just run it. So let's go ahead and build and run this. And now that my iPhone stimulator is running, and now when I press the button, check this out: 1 rotation, 2 rotations, and 3 rotations, stop. So that looks pretty cool, but I know what some of you guys are saying already: Bucky, that is a cool repeating action, but I'm too lazy to write this code a bunch of times. What I really want is this code to repeat forever. I want to write 1 line, and I don't want to have to ever worry about it again. I want that chick to spin forever and ever and ever. Well, my friend, have I got a treat for you. What I'm going to do here is change this to repeat forever. Did you guess that? Here's a little quiz for you. Maybe I'll give you guys the answer at the end of this tutorial. In what movie did the guy say forever? Okay, the answer is Sandlot, because, I'm definitely going to forget at the end of the tutorial to give you an answer. But anyways, with that being said, maybe this will make some sense to you. Go ahead and press escape and look at all the parameters we can use. Now, unlike the last one where times was a parameter, only action with action is a parameter in this one. And you're saying, alright, why is that the case? That's the case because when it repeats forever, you don't have to give it a certain number of times to repeat. It already knows. Repeat forever. Continuous. So let's go ahead and save this, and check this out. When I press the button, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to keep going on forever and ever and ever, non-stop, until we close out a stimulator. So that's the difference between repeat, where you can give it a certain number of times, and repeat forever, where of course it does it forever. So that'll definitely save you some trouble when you try to repeat actions in your games. So quit the iPhone stimulator, and now what we want to do is this. Actually, let's go ahead and get rid of this whole line. And the next thing I want to teach you about is ease. So actually, it'll probably be better if we extend this animation by a second. So keep your rotation animation, and yeah, get rid of that too. Pretty much start blank if you need to. So anyways, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is ease. So go ahead and make an action, name it anything you want, and go ahead and put CC ease. And if you press escape, you can see all these different ease, bounce in, bounce out. The one you're probably going to be using the most is ease in, out. Now, what ease actions are, they're pretty much a more natural way for your animations to look on the screen. Let me give you guys a quick example. Whenever you're driving a car, and you know how you begin, you accelerate by starting out slow, 5 miles an hour, then work your way up to 10, and then go to 65, 85, and then you slow down gradually. You don't all of a sudden you start your car and you're going 65 miles an hour. That would be very unnatural looking and definitely be very unsafe. So what ease actions do is they give you a natural way that things move around on the screen. And if you ever worked with like Flash or any programs like that, pretty much every computer program has this with animation. After Effects has it with Easy Ease. So anyways, people use this a lot whenever they do just about any animation, give it a more natural look. So enough with me rambling. What ease actions are, pretty much use acceleration and deceleration built in. So what we need to do for this is, let's see, right here, action with action and rate. The action with action is what action you want to ease in, and the rate is, it would be for this, for example, if this was a car action driving from 0 to 65 and then back down to 0, if you put a rate of 2, maybe, actually, let's go ahead and put a rate of 3. Well, forget everything I said in the last 20 seconds. Check this out. If you gave it a rate of 1, it would, this is really hard to explain without a graph, but the higher the rate, the more powerful acceleration and deceleration. This is really hard to explain without a graph, and it's really easy to see without a graph. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this. Alright, let's start out with a rate of 1 and go ahead and build this. And let's see, oh yeah, run action, ease. This will be the way to teach you guys visually. I forgot I'm doing a tutorial where you guys can just watch what's going on. So remember, this has a rate of 1. And check this out. She starts out, I don't even know if that did it right there. Let's go ahead with a rate of 2. You can hardly even see. Alright, so what's going to happen is, if we just run the rotate action normally, she rotates at all the same speed, but this time she starts out going slow, then speeds up, then slows back down at the end. Kind of a more natural rotation. And now that's with a rate of 2. Think of this as the case. Instead of rate, think of it as power, because if we did a rate by 7, this will be very clear. This is what I was kind of rambling trying to explain. But if we did a rate of 7, she starts out even slower, then speeds up faster in the middle, then goes even slower at the end. So, like I said, just substitute the word rate for power and it'll make a whole lot of sense. I think that they probably use the word rate whenever they make in this method, because whatever formula they use to make methods, it probably had rate in it somewhere, but it doesn't really make sense when you're using it in a method. But anyways, rate is pretty much the power. I don't know, just play around with it. Enough of me talking. But the important thing I want to talk about is what ease is. More natural ways to use actions. So 3 looks pretty good. Instead of spinning all at the same speed, if we set it to a rate of 3, it starts out slow, increases speed, and then decelerates at the end. So it took me like 20 minutes just to explain one line of code, but you know what, at least this tutorial is done now. So thank you guys for watching. We are finally done with the repeats and eases. I'm sorry I had to make you guys struggle through my terrible explanation of that, but you know what, at least I tried. That's all I can say. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, ask me on the forum. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, and I'll see you next tutorial.